family. Can you see me? Can you see me? Hey, family. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I hope Chef ain't looking at me because Chef used to make faces like that. That's why sometimes I be doing it. But this is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Alright, family. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I came on here. I'm playing with my stick, with my with my with my uh Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I wonder what this little thing is right here. I don't know what it is. This little light switch. But I wanted to come on a little bit. Y'all know that I'm a man of God. Yes, I am a man of God. And I need your financial support. Yes, I do. My Cash App is my first and last name, Stephen Copeland, 59. And why I keep saying January? On July the 18th, I go to court for some charges that I did not commit. 17 of them, like home invasion, burglary, armed robbery, assault in the first degree, and all this type of stuff. I want to go, well, I can't do nothing but go, so they can tell me who house I supposed to have done a home invasion on, and who I was supposed to assaulted and did an armed robbery on and stole their stuff. So I go July the 18th. But I got this feeling that they're gonna postpone it, like they always do. But let me start acting like a fool. Seriously, though, all jokes aside, I go to court July the 18th, and I'm just amazed. I was asked not to really share about the case and everything. And y'all know me. Sometimes I just want to run off at my mouth because to me, my truth is my truth and I don't have nothing to hide. But I can see how firsthand experience, how polices will come together and create stuff against you to lock you up. Now I seen it for myself. Then getting over to the prison, right? You see the games that they play on the inmates over there. So not getting the proper help that they need, I'm gonna say, to recover in a sense, for rehab, make sure she don't flip off this bed because she's going towards the edge of the bed. My grandbaby. But anyway, some things I seen I didn't like. Be honest, I didn't like, and I wished I never experienced it, but I have. And now I can understand people who got locked up for stuff that they didn't do, that they didn't really do right. I could see it now. I experienced it firsthand myself. And y'all know me. I'm going to talk about it. But I was asked, just by my kids and somebody else that I have the utmost respect for, like Lady J, you know, um, not to actually come on here on my live and talk about the case. I was already talking about the stuff that I was going through anyway with the Baltimore City, with the Eastern District Police Department. I was sharing that anyway. And I was trying to reach out to Brandon Scott, Commissioner Harris, and all of them for some help because of the way these officers was coming at me. I called y'all to come out to help me with some clients so it wouldn't spiral out of control. You know, when people offer their medication, where, fights would start and stuff like that. Well, anyway, rather than me getting the help that I need, they kept coming for me. Like I was the problem. And the sad part about it, they knew that this was a housing program. They knew from me telling them that anytime I call y'all, I'm calling y'all for a client that's not taking his meds, his medication. I would go downtown, I would get an emergency petition where they supposed to take them to get evaluated, and I didn't have to go. The judge told me on several occasions, Mr. Copeland, you didn't have to come down here. Basically, she said I was doing their job, paperwork wise. She said you didn't have to come down here. Once you called them and told them what was what, and I'm talking about the Eastern District Police Department, they were supposed to have taken the client to get the help. But no, I had to go get the paperwork. The paperwork went back to the district. They gave them the paperwork and then come and get the clients and take them. So the judge was telling me, you're basically doing their job, Mr. Copeland. She told me on 2 occasions. Now, that's what I'm disappointed about, because I look at the police's and their job is to protect and serve. And we argue, because I'm telling them, I'm a community activist, I do this. So it's not to hurt nobody, it's not to harm nobody, it's to help. I say, y'all get paid to basically do what I do, as far as y'all get paid to protect and serve. Now, I have clients that need help, and it's like y'all are not giving me the help that I need, and y'all not giving them for them. That's all I'm trying to get to. And we would literally argue, because I would call them, then they'd go talk to them, then they turn around and come for me. I'm like, what the heck? So part of that is why I'm sitting here and I'm on home monitor. Because the way they did it, I couldn't go to one of my housing programs, because that's supposed to have been me assaulting a client, so I couldn't go to that house. I went to the one next door because there was a lady in there, and it wasn't a number of men in there, but it was a lady in there with her kids. And I went to court that day for another client, and I went past the house, not knowing, I knew I couldn't go in 1629, but not knowing that I couldn't be within 400 feet of 1629. So I'm at 1631. And that's the monitor made it seem like I was at 1629, which was okay, because I could have explained it to the judge if I had, had a chance to talk with the judge. But they turned around, and because I was too close, I had violated, the home detention, because I was too close. to 1629. So they rearrested me. And from that time, that was March the 29th. And I was over to jail ever since March the 29th. But to me, I felt like when I was over there, they hid me. Nobody told me like what was going on, where I was at. I went into central booking. Then from central booking, I went over to MTC, which I didn't understand what MTC was. And I think that's like pre-trial and all that, just preparing you, to get ready to come home and all this type of stuff, right? But nobody really explained to me what Metro, let me make sure I say it right, Metropolitan Transitional Center is. And I had to look a lot of stuff up. And I learned from certain inmates what was going on. Because I didn't make my first 30-day trial. This stupid detective went. And now we got the one. Wait a minute. Oh no, that's not true. That's not true. I got you though, Shelly, but that's not true. And I'm gonna tell you this too. It's on their website. Anytime I call them, now mind you, I deal with the homeless and less fortunate people. This is business. So basically, I want to say I'm somewhat like their caretaker, because I get them the proper help that they need. But some of them that's on meds will slowly stop taking their meds. And when I talk to them and I notice it's hard for them to answer me or talk to me normal, I'll be like, oh, when the last time you had your medication? But no, you can go downtown. You can go downtown and you can get an emergency petition. And they'll come and get them. Because, see, I was able to explain to the judge the type of stuff that I do. And the judge was the one that told me that once I called them and told them what was what, they were supposed to take, taking them. And I told her I know, because I read it on their website. I read it on there. So when they come back and tell us certain things, right, which they're not trained or they're not taught about certain issues because they don't know. And a lot of us, what we won't do the research on stuff. So I knew they were supposed to have taken them. Matter of fact, they did. The first time, they took the one guy. The second time, they took the one guy that I had went and got. I got 3 of them on him. Because what happened when he got over John Hopkins, the first time they kept him, Shelly, for like 10 hours. The first emergency petition, they supposed to keep you for 24 hours. They only kept him 10. They reached out to me, but they couldn't connect with me. So the physician let him go. But the physician had called me, and I talked to him the next day because he wanted to know actually what was what. Now, the second time they took him, right, they had to serve him with the paperwork that I was talking about. Then I did it on a third time because what happened the second time he went, John Hopkins only kept him for 2 hours. And they were supposed they kept him this time for 48 hours. But they didn't. But he went over there, right, and he told them what nothing wrong with him. And nobody reached out to me. So I was calling John Hopkins to talk to whoever that let him go. To let him know that, he's in a housing program. He's already getting treatment for mental health. Health-wise. But he stopped taking his medication. So when he went the second time, he told them wasn't nothing wrong with him, and they let him go. So I asked him, I said, why you didn't tell him that you needed to get on your meds? He said, because I didn't want them to know. bust out laughing, right? I said, you know, motherfucker, you know, cause look, he needed his meds, and the person that was working with him, the type of medication he wanted was it was like a drug. And see, by me not having nobody there to give them that type of medication, you know, give it to them, the doctor wouldn't prescribe anything for him. And I didn't understand that until I talked to him, because it was like a narcotics. And like I said, by me not having someone in there or program or something that would come out and give them their type of their medication that they need. Now this time, me and some people was talking. So when I do single houses, I'm not going to put people in there that basically dealing with mental issues where they need somebody to supervise them. So me and one of the guys that I met, he have about 3 assisted living housing, and he's gonna work with me to do the same things with the homeless people that actually need that 24-hour round-the-clock service. So this is something him and I been talking about, and the goal is to go look at some stuff, because he know a lot of landlords and all this type of stuff. So you know, this is where we going to the next level with that. I'm sorry, because I'm starting to stutter. When I start stuttering, that's because I'm trying to tell myself shut up, because I'll start giving out too much. So I'm trying to talk around things. But yeah, because of what I do, Shelly, I can go downtown and file for an emergency petition. Now, what the police did, they was telling me, I was trying to get them to give them the help, take them to get the help they needed. And they wouldn't do it. I read it on their site. I went on their page, and that's what they supposed to do. So some of them, what they tend to do, whatever they're taught, that's what they stick with. Even if you know exactly what they supposed to do, they only stick with what they know, right? So, and that was a big argument with us. And you know, by me speaking out a lot on certain things, the goal with me is to help people, not to hurt people. Well, if you said the emergency petition, yeah, they had it. No, the reason why, Shelly, I found out that with the emergency petition, I had to go. They kept telling me to go down to the rental court, because if you in my housing program, I'm not gonna put you out, but I will send you somewhere where you could get, you know, more. If I'm limited with my help, I will send you somewhere where they can help you even more. That's what I do. It's not to put you out. It's to send you somewhere else, and that's what they stopped me from doing. Because in their eyesight, I was trying to evict them, and I said no. They're clients. This is not like a rooming house and all that type of stuff. This is a program. So we was arguing about that too, like a transition. But if you're not on your medication, rather than you running around with your mind speed, my goal is to get you the help you need to bring you back down to earth. You don't want nobody in your housing program with mental issues or with some type of issue and they running around crazy. So what we do, we consign you. You know, you go downtown. I went downtown because they kept thinking I was going to evict them, and I kept saying no. The goal was to get them somewhere. I wanted to say more safer. You know what I mean? But they kept saying eviction. I said no. That's not what I do. Well, anyway, it was the supervisor down at the rental office where you go and get eviction notice and stuff like that. She was the one that handed me the paper, said, fill this out right here. So I'm like, what's this for? This will get you to see the judge to do an emergency petition, which you just put there, EP. The emergency petition. So now I'm filling out the paperwork and everything. which I'm doing their job. Now, the first judge, the first time I went, he just went on and gave me the emergency petition. The second time I went, and the reason why I went, when I went the second time, Shelly, it wasn't just for the same guy, it was for his sister too. But what his sister did, she ducked. She ducked out, because they can only hold it for so long. But she ducked and came back after it was over with. So I was just going through a lot with them. Well, I wouldn't. You keep in mind now, you in the program. So if and your welfare is what's important to me. So if you don't want to listen to what I just said, and you right too, but listen to what I just said, because I'm gonna tell you why. When when don't let them tell you you can't do certain things. Don't let them tell you, because yes you can. Yes you can. That's why that's see, I learned in this process, right? When you have like a prosecutor, you have a prosecutor to prosecute you, but if you have a defense attorney, he's going to fight for you. They're going to, it's basically right and wrong, right? What I'm trying to get to, wherever you read somewhere where it tells you you can't do this or you can't do that, and if you go further down certain things, yes you can. Yes you can. So that's just like having a defense attorney, then you got the prosecutor. But if you got a good defense attorney, say like you killed somebody, but if you have a great defense attorney, all depends on how he play that role. He can get you off of something that deliberately say you did it. But it's how they do it. That's what I started realizing with the system. Is how they play the game. It's like politics. So whenever they tell me that they can't do this, they can't do that, and I will go and do research on it to let you know, yes you can. Yes you can. And I downloaded a lot of stuff, because the reason why I did it, because the next police that was going to come, that came at me to tell me, oh, we can't do this or we can't do that, I was going to throw that paper in their face. Oh yes you can, because this came off of y'all what is it, not email, but their site, their website. Because you go on their website, you can read just about everything that they are taught, the certain laws, and then it's a flip to it too. So now with me, and put it like this: when you don't like to lose nothing, Shelly, when you don't like to lose, right? So when you come, you have to come with enough ammunition just to get you across. Cause I'm not real deep with stuff like most people. That's why I told my daughter, she's studying to be a lawyer. She just finished last year. She got her a bachelor's of art degree. So right now she on a break before she go to law school and stuff like that. So as a civil rights advocate or human rights advocate, the goal is to fight for your civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights, your liberty and all of that. So where on one hand, they might be violating your rights, so I'm gonna say your civil rights, or your liberty. They might be violating it. Well, the thing is, as a civil rights advocate, we see where you are being violated at. We will fight against that. We will fight to overturn whatever they're doing to you. That's basically what I do with the organizations that I'm with. But now, I'm not real deep. So what I'll do, whatever topic or whatever issue we get ready to face, I will learn a little bit about that as much as I can, because I'm not no no lawyer or nothing like that. I'm just a spokesperson basically. But we are considered as activists and as human rights advocates. We are considered basically as your lawyer. We just not certified and get paid in that sense. But when we talking up for you, and that's what I do with a lot of our homeless people, less fortunate people, I stand up for you. so I can talk for you like in court and stuff like that. Because if you're in my housing program and you have to sign up, and you right with the mental health stuff, Shelly, because what I'm getting ready to say, that's why. What is that called? You know what I'm trying to get to, the laws for the people with certain issues. Um, HIPAA laws. HIPAA laws. Now, keep in mind, did you put it down there? Okay. Right. See, that's what I was getting ready to say, Shelly. It's the HIPAA laws. Now, mind you, you certified. No, 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 no. I'm getting ready to tell you now, and I'm getting ready to tell you why. I'm getting ready to tell you why. You are certified. So by HIPAA laws, you can only go but so far. I'm not. I was reading up on all of this. I'm not. So that was one of the reasons why I didn't get to be certified. Now, mind you, I have a mental health group that works with my people. You have to sign up for the mental health group. Now, this group is governed by HIPAA law. My business, when I'm working with you, I can take that extra step to get you the proper help that you need, if you understand what I'm saying. Because now, when I was reading up on it, it says it's better to become certified, but you have certain guidelines that you have to follow. So if you don't have it, then you can go deeper than what most people like yourself, since you work in that type of area, is you only allow certain things to do because of the HIPAA laws. Activists are regular citizens, yes. Yes. But now, mind you, this is business for me. So, the goal is to get you the proper help that you need in the guidance, not just with your mental illness, right? To me, and this is how I do. This is what I do, right? And you can't go wrong with that. Certain things y'all go and study because of personal experience. I can walk you through it. Once I understand your issue, it's to help you work through that issue. Well, that's why I said I can take that next step. Because guess what? I'm not governed by HIPAA laws. And I had people told me, yeah, you should go and get certified for this and you should get certified for that. But now, like I said, as I read up on it, it talks about it's better not to, because you're not governed by the HIPAA law when it comes to dealing with certain issues with people. And you're right. Well, basically, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. That's why, for me, when it comes to whatever your issues are on the professional level, I will guide you to somebody who can better help you with that. Now, if you don't have like bipolar, schizophrenic, stuff like that, where you need major medication to balance you out, this is where I deal with you one on one, but I still will encourage you to talk to like a therapist, a counselor, a psychiatrist or something like that. Because most of the time for me, and I don't know how far y'all go, Shelly, but most people dealing with stuff here is dealing with stuff from the past. With either being raped, being molested, being abandoned. This is what the couch conversation is all about, where we will talk about certain issues. Not just talk about it, just touch on it a little bit, but then share the solution on how you can work up out of it and stay out of certain things a day at a time. And I'm talking about your trauma or your drama, your issue. Now, I don't know how far y'all can go with people, But most of the people that steps in and that comes to me, we talk on a deep, deep level. And my goal is to encourage you, to motivate you, to inside spiritually wise, that you'll have that confidence to go and talk to that therapist, that psychiatrist. Um, the goal is with me, I want you to be honest with them. And if you don't have faith and trust in yourself, a lot of times you won't be honest with them. You won't tell them the whole truth. So that's why when I'm dealing with clients, it's to build their self-esteem so they can come and talk to you and be straightforward and honest with you. So if you telling me things, see, you'll tell me stuff on a personal note, and then you get with them, you won't be honest. There you go. That's all it is. That's all it is. You saying it. And that's what I learned. I sent my daughter to somebody, right? I know. And you know what I'm doing. Shelly, you know what I'm doing. And I didn't realize it until somebody told me. They said, you know what you are? Now you know I done the work. You know what I mean? So they said, you know what you are? I said, no, because I never paid attention. It's just about helping people, right? I didn't realize I actually sponsor my clients. I didn't look, it hit me late. I know. That's why I said you see, I'm trying to go around certain words. That's why I said I know you know what I'm talking about. So I just give them what they gave us, like the confidence and the courage. It's like building on yourself. You know what I mean? Where you will go and be able to at least be honest with somebody else that you can get that proper help. But so many people deal with like bipolar, schizophrenic. I can't name them all, but and some of them have all of those symptoms too, those conditions that they deal with, and they had to take meds in order to balance them out. And I have watched people who got on medication and they might took it for feeling normal, like they don't need it, and next thing you know, they stop taking it. And the best way for me, if you're a client of mine, I notice when I'm talking with you and you trying to answer me, your mind is rushing, so you trying to find words to say, and I'm like, oh my God. And that's when I realize, because their mind is speeding, right? Because of that, I'll go, when the last time you had your meds? 2 weeks ago or a month ago? I'm like, God dang it, how you allow yourself to get like that? But anyway, I can't go but so far, Shelly, so I'm trying to watch it. But what I will do, whoever their therapist is, or whoever counseling them, I ain't talking about the PRP. I'm not talking about them. But the next one, the therapist, the psychiatrist, I'll reach out to them to inform them of certain things. So, I'm trying to keep it, not to go but so far, because you understand better, like I said, with the HIPAA laws and stuff like that. And be honest, I was looking at, and I might do it now. I might do it, like becoming a certified life coach and stuff like that. Now I might do it, but because of basically my personal experience, from what I read, I can take a deeper step compared to some that's certified. You can only go but so far. And because of where I come from and the work that I've done, I know most people dealing with trauma from the past. So the goal is to help you find that peace in the here and now. And that's why I love doing what I'm doing. But I know for a fact that for a lot of us, it's better to go to somebody that's actually certified in those areas, like that psychiatrist, that therapist. I have, because When I got with this mental health company, it helped provided everything that my clients needed. The only things I didn't have, Shelly, and I said this time, when I come back to open up the house, I gotta bring me a crew. I gotta bring a crew because I was trying to do basically everything by myself. I'm not gonna do that again. That's how the police attacked me because I was by myself. I'm running off in my mouth. I didn't have that backup, like we, ours, us, stuff like that. I didn't have that backup, so they was able to attack me. And then as me being a community activist, and then by me being a human rights advocate, the way I come, I stand firm. And they ain't like it. They ain't like it. They don't like it. And I'm gonna tell you too what I started learning too in the process. They don't want a lot of people to recover because it's money in the pain. It's money in the pain. I'm one of the people that fought to get that plane back over Baltimore City. Once I started seeing how our young men, and they getting younger and younger now, how our young men has been set up to kill each other off. That's why I started speaking out the way I did. And I would go into the community to try to encourage and motivate them. A lot of people, during the Freddie Gray ride, let me go there with that one. This white guy sent me a message about Marfa 21 Black Genocide. He said, this is what's happening with your people. And I'm like, you mother blocker, blocker, blocker. But I started reading into it. And it basically started, it would take you back to when Hitler was killing off a lot of the Jews. I did not know Hitler killed just as many black people as he did the Jews. Then this lady, Margaret Sanger, and I might be saying her name wrong, but I read up on it a little bit. She was giving abortions to women that had like more than one child. Now, I didn't realize that was the way they would start cutting or eliminating that race. The the Native American, from what I read in that documentary, they got that race down to about 10%. And when I read it and it said Native American, my mind, I'm thinking African American, and I was like, oh my God, that's the Indians. And I noticed, I'm just thinking about with the back in the John Wayne days and stuff like that. I'm like, because I haven't been seeing them dressed like that no more, or seeing them around. So what happened, from what I understood, and me and this older white guy, he was telling me that they start migrating into other races. I'm like, whoa. So, because they started killing them off like that. So one day, I'm looking at us, right? And the way things going with us, they're going to eliminate a lot of us. I'm telling you, either the black race, and I'm just saying for Baltimore City, I can't speak for a lot of other places, but basically what I'm seeing that's happening amongst our young men. And I'm not trying to be religious on this tip, but when I got locked up last year, I started reading through Genesis again. I read through Genesis on up to Revelation. God had me go through there. And when I got to Exodus, right, and I started realizing the Israelites and how the Pharisees was trying to take over them and enslave them because they thought they was going to outgrow them and have control, so they figured they'd take control over them first. And remember when he gave the call for the midwives, that when the Israelites women would have they would have a son, they said kill off their sons. It was the cut off, because the son, the sperm, it would cut off the population. Now I'm reading this and I realize this is what I've been fighting all along, just the bullhorn, trying to let our people know, stop all this taking each other out as fast as the way we doing it. Well, anyway, it showed me from there where it started, basically. And now what I'm doing, I'm reading up stuff where it talks about slavery being induced by the church. And that is called organized religion, where they want you to wear things the way they want you to wear. They want you to eat the way they want you to eat. It's like they dictating, they oppressing our people once again. And it's not just the blacks. It's not just the blacks. It's the poor people. So now I'm starting to see this, and I'm realizing this is what I've been fighting. The same thing with Martin Luther King with the civil rights movement as a human rights advocate. And just trying to talk with, like any bills that they create. And if you depending on the state and the government, the whole goal is to wipe you out. Wipe you out. And I started realizing, not just me and a lot of other people, we started realizing that they can't wipe us all out like that. And that word gentrification, I know y'all probably ain't heard it in a while, because I haven't even heard it since I've been home. Gentrification, and I tell everybody, I said, watch this. Gentrification and genocide go together. Look at the fentanyl. Now they got another drug out that's supposed to be more powerful than the goddamn fentanyl. And the organization that I'm with, we fought to get a safe consumption site bill passed where people can go and use, and if their drugs is laced with fentanyl, it'll bring them back. I told my director, I said, no, I ain't, because I'm not, I'm clean. So I wasn't for it as far as getting a bill passed, like giving people excuse to go and use. And I'm like, no. But then when I realized we've been having over 300 homicides last year, from what I understand this year, they didn't go over 3, which was great. I still don't know how many this time. I know it was under, but they came down. Anyway, the goal with that, and let me get to the safe consumption sites, because that was part of that too. If you had over 300 homicides per year for like the past 8 years, we had about 900 with the fentanyl. So that's why, and other cities have safe consumption sites. And I was telling my director, white lady, right? I was telling her, rather than people going to to a hospital like you on Pennsylvania Avenue, they are not going all the way over to no Sinai. Sinai would be closer, but John Hopkins or down the University of Maryland, something like that, right? They not gonna go all the way down there just to shoot their drugs. I said they need to get a safe consumption site right there in 1515. But it was only to help preserve. If you get drugs and your drugs is faced with the laced with the fentanyl. Why I'm saying fentanyl, the goal was to help bring you back. Have a team in there to help bring you back, and if you wanted the proper help, you can get the help. But the whole thing with all of that too, Shelly, it's a team in there to help bring you back. Then, if you wanted to get into, a recovery program, they will help put you into a recovery program. But the bill got to Congress, and Congress rejected the bill. I said they just want people to die. So now this is what happened. I just heard maybe a month ago where one of the council members coming up created a bill. And now they want to do a fight against the fentanyl thing. And I'm like, see, it took somebody else in politics to decide to come up with something, and then they're gonna work on that. Just like with the ghost guns and all of that, right? The goal with the cameras and the plane, and I was telling a lot of our young men, I said, now y'all can go out there and kill each other this time. I said, nobody have to snitch on you. I said, nobody. I said, your behavior is going to tell on itself. So if you go out there, and what I loved about that plane, right? Um, Say like you on Pennsylvania and North. I always use that as an example because that's a busy area. And you kill somebody down there, we can track you. We can track you because what they do, the camera's going to catch everything, and you got a room full of people that's on the computer, so they steady doing this. But what happens, it will trace you back to the place you came from, to where you came to shoot that person or kill that person, and where you went after that. So once they get all this information together, give it to the detective to come and get you, you basically can't deny it because they're gonna tell you the house you came out of. And if you went back to the same house, they know the killer came out this house and went back to that house. They know that if you went to another spot and stayed, they know you came from that house. Whoever came from this house went to that house. So it still will point you out. And to show you that it works, and Brandon Scott and them fought against it, I was on his tail. I was laying him out. Because it's like anything we tried to do to help reduce whatever criminal activity, basically to save our people, help slow a lot of stuff down. Now this plane, say like with the sex trafficking and all that stuff, if somebody had got kidnapped, we can track all that down. When Taylor got killed, if that plane was up in the air during that time, it wouldn't have took us 10 days to find that car and who did it. It would have basically in a couple of hours once they got that information. And the thing that got me too, they showed, I think they took a picture of the tags. That's what got me too. And it still took y'all 10 days to locate this. But when people like, trying to think his name, a lawyer, Warren Brown, it was his stepson or somebody, right? Something like that. They had got killed. Family member found them just like that. But when it come to us, it takes them forever if they want to get that person. But now, the way we look at it, whenever you got somebody that's taking people out in the city, they turn around and they let them loose to continue doing the job. Repeated offenders. I don't know if people pay attention to it. And be honest, because I started running off at my mouth like this, I was scared they're gonna kill my ass. Somebody would come for me because of some of the things that I was fighting against. And I seen how they set us up. But when you hear me say that I fight for the democracy of black people in Baltimore City, that's what Community United does. That Community United, I call that the baby branch of the NAACP. If you notice, the NAACP is not stepping up to the plate no more for us like they used to. So Community United, that's what we do. And I was trying to encourage and motivate other people to come and we come together. Because it's the people that has to come together to clean up the community. See, Brandon Scott and them can create laws and bills or legislations and stuff like that. That's what they can do. But it's the people on the ground level that has to come together and say enough is enough is enough. But like I said, we got to come together. These are our family members. These are our nieces and nephews and grandkids and sons and daughters that's out there wreaking havoc. If it's not in our community, they doing it somewhere else. But it's the community that has to come together. Now, we have a lot of nonprofits. Like We Ours Us. Then we got Hugs Don't Shoot. Then we got the Baltimore Peace Movement. See, we have a lot of nonprofits that's doing great jobs in the community, bringing people together, but it's not enough. And then I realized too, a lot of the parents that's involved with a lot of these nonprofit organizations, some of them are their children. And you know they're going to pre-warn them now. Come on. And then I'm sitting over MTC, and I'm hearing about 10 and 11-year-olds stealing cars. I'm like, where my goddamn belt? Where my damn belt? They out there, wop, wop, wop. then you know you gotta watch it, right? Oh, he's an abuser. He this, he that. He think he doing like 10, 11? That broke my heart. I'm sitting in there and I'm just, and then it's a lot of the people in the prisons knocking out damn children. And I'm arguing with them because I'm like, it got it. And where they learn how to do this from? Then turn around and find out, you know, some older guys encourage our kids. Because I know when I was hustling, they didn't lock little children up like that. Y'all hear my grandbaby in there raising her. She want attention. But look, and I'm like, what in the world? 10, 11. And then they lock them up. They gotta let them go. I'm like, Boys Village, Girls Village, Charles Hickey, these programs that we had, I'm telling y'all, I got a list of about 30 black organizations that does work with our children. But see, the thing is, nobody promoting them. Nobody promoting them. And see, with me, if I come to a town hall meeting, or if I'm asked to do the town hall meeting, you know, come on the panel, I'll share what basically what I'm doing with strengthening the community to try to help slow a lot of this stuff down. And then I realized, they don't want to hear that, Steve. They don't want to hear it. Now, what I love about Sheila Dixon, and please don't get it wrong, she talks about the grassroots, like getting to the core or getting to the bottom of what's really going on. Now, if she stick to that, if she had got in position, they ain't want her in there. They ain't want her in there. And that's one thing, I would have had her back now because I'm in the community. I wasn't voting for her. And I won't encourage nobody else, don't do that. Vote, 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 vote. I don't vote no more. I mess with the Democrats. I mess with the Republicans. And when my eyes opened and I found out all of them was full of shit, this is just me. Talk a good damn game. And the only thing they good at is creating bills. Because they into the law part of things. You can't blame Brandon Scott. Because Brandon Scott doing the best he can with the information he had. But it's the people that has to support it. Our council members. Corey McCray, he's always out in the community mingling with the people. That's what I love about him. James Torrance. I told him when he first got in, I said, I'm going to be nice to you with this right here, right? Because I know you just getting in, so it's him getting in there, do what he got to do. I said, I'm going to be nice. I ain't going to come at you like that. But my thing is, I want to see you in the community, interacting with the people. So when the 13-year-old got shot, right, I went over to the recreation center. And he was there. He said, I told you I'm in the community. I bust out laughing. He said, I told you I'm in the community. I told you. And he do. He come out and he gets involved with the people. And a lot of them, people will fight against you when you really out for the people, as far as you getting paid by the people and you working for the people. They will make your job hard for you. That's why I like to position Shelly where I'm at, because I don't like to be, you know, hell-bound or tied in, you know, I don't want nobody to like dictate how I do things. And I think that's why a lot of people just don't like the way I do stuff, because I'm not over here and over there. The goal is, don't straddle the fence. I was told on many occasions, stop trying to help the people in the inner city. Stop. Strengthening the community. Stop trying to help them. I said, no, God laid on my spirit about rehabbing and revitalizing houses, doing this, doing that. Stop. Come over here with us. You can make millions over here. I said, no, I won't. No, I won't. I'm not selling our people out. No matter how people might want to try to talk against me or think I'm being mean and nasty. No. It doesn't feel right in my spirit. That's how a lot of us can tell when we going against the grain or going against the spirit, is when that guilty conscience kick in. I don't like those feelings. That's how I know when I slip off the path. And then I'm over here, pointing fingers at me, knowing that I'm doing something I ain't got no business doing, and you need to stop, Steve. I don't like those feelings. That's the conscious. So I try to stay on the straight and narrow. And my thing is getting with people that has the same love and compassion that I have for wanting to help out inner city people. Right now, I ain't got nothing. Material things I get, that come and go. But I done lost since I've went over to the jail. They done shut both of my houses down. I can't really say too much about that, but I'm gonna leap in some tails once we go to court. But and I gotta shut my mouth about that. I'm sitting up here watching people talking all around me, and I'm like, excuse me, I'm sitting here. Can I say anything? Because it's like whatever this police wrote or whatever he said, it's like it got to be right. Tell me who house did I do a home invasion on? Because I want to tell them so bad. That's my mother freaking rental property and business. How can I invade my own stuff? I got the leases on them houses. I couldn't tell nobody that yet. And then y'all know when I come, it's like I come with an attitude. Look at that face right there. And then I'm sitting in front of a judge just trying to explain myself, but right now I'm in it. Mr. Copeland, 30 days. Why? I'm just trying to explain myself. Well, you could have been more professional. See, that's why I want to say no. I'm sitting right in my business. I'm telling you. I said nope. That's why I said the public defender, I'm looking at him, right? I'm on the Zoom, and his head like this. I said, oh my God. It's like he wasn't even there. And my daughter's number's there. They said, no, we got to get my father a lawyer. Y'all want to, and then they call themselves offering me 6 years, 3 suspended, 6 years, 3, for what? And be honest with you, that kind of sound good. And then 5 years probation. And then it hit me. Now I understand why some people, because it sound good. And I'm like, what in the hell? When I this is business for me. This is business. Take that stuff and ram it up your tail. This is business for me. You know I couldn't say that right, but that's where my mind was at. I said, no, the heck I won't. Sit up here and want to make me out to be a monster, and I house and you know the homeless and less fortunate people, help them turn their lives around and get them, they homeless, so they in a temporary situation to help them get into permanent housing. And see, Shelly, what I was saying on that, like when you in the housing program and you pay for your space, now I can use the word rent, but it was a lady at social service with one of the clients. When I told her I don't do leases or nothing like that, she said, well, I can write something down stating that they make a donation or contribution towards their stay. I said, okay. So, I kind of fixed it up like that. So that way, whoever you going, even with a landlord, but the goal with a landlord I'm talking to is to get you in on either Section 8 or some type of low income housing program. And not only that, you can buy a house too on Section 8. So some of the clients that wants to buy a house will get you into the home buyers program, help you get a job and everything. If you got a job and you're not really making a lot of money or you just doing part-time, the goal is to get you something full-time. I did that with 2 of the guys, and guess what? One of them go to the job and he gonna buck on people like he in prison, and they let him go. The other one, because he was getting paid every 2 weeks, he ain't like it, and he quit. So for me, because I drove the tractor trailer, I know how important it is to get you a career-minded type job where you making well over at least $20, $30. You working your way up there. So you can get into tractor trailer school, you can get in apprenticeship class, courses, something like that, nursing. That's the goal with my clients in my housing program, is to start you out with a regular job. And the goal is, I'm watching you. I'm looking at you. Not that the goal is, but I'm watching you, because the thing with that, when I say the goal is, if you working at McDonald's, Burger King, somewhere, and you making between $12 and $15 an hour, if once I get you into a housing program, I don't want you to pay no more than $500 a month. If you get into even to rent a house with the low income, with the vouchers, I don't want you to pay no more than like $500. So I have a certain range that I want to keep you around. So if you pay me every month on time, that $500 for your room, see, now you got proof with your receipt that you pay on time every month. So I'm your mouthpiece when it comes to getting you into something permanent. I can let them know that you've been doing a great job with paying on time every month between the 1st and the 5th. Then you got your own little personal bills, like your cell phone bills, whatever little expenses you got on the side. Then I watch you, how you cook, you clean, and all of that. So to me, those things that you don't know how to do, and I did have some homeless people that didn't know how to cook, women. So your PRP or somebody that does services like that, I will get you into their service, because they get paid. I refer my clients to you, and that's what I do. I referred my clients out. So I had other people, but other people that have businesses where they train them and they looking for clients. So, but last year, when I got locked up last year, that really cut a lot of stuff. I did as much, well, my daughters and them had my back, but they did as much as they could. But by me not being there to spearhead everything, they ended up shutting 2 of the houses down. The 2 that I was getting ready to open up a 3rd house. Then it was one across the street from me that the guy wanted to work with me. So it would have been 4. And once this guy did what he did with the charges, so my thing is, how in the heck? And he knew that was my business. The Eastern District knew. Their major knew. Why would you go and write a false ass police report? Charges wise. And the police report and the charges don't even go together. That's why they prolonging this, because they trying to figure out what they can do. I heard the prosecutor say we got to go and find some eyewitnesses. For what? I said, what y'all gonna go pay somebody? Go pay somebody. Woman, do you know I'm thinking about hitting Ivan Bates up with a message? But I don't want to, put him in the middle of that, because I know he got a job to do. And then they working under him, so he trusts that they gonna do their job right. And I can't get mad at them, the prosecutor or the judge, because it was the police. They can only go off of what he wrote. And in the police report, this young man never once said, I did anything to him. He said, I hit the floor with a sledgehammer. That was to stop, and I don't want to directly say who it was, from swinging on him. It's right there in the report. He ain't say nothing about me, but because they couldn't find the other two that hit him, he ain't never say nothing about me, other than hitting the floor with the hammer, the sledgehammer. Stop this shit. And that's what he said. So with that, they flipped it around and locked me up. And another thing, while I was locked up, my niece's son, because I was living with my niece too, son and two guys came in the house and robbed his mother at gunpoint. Now, mind you, I'm not thinking, but I'm mad. I'm downstairs. That's where my room was at. And if I knew they was coming in to do something like that to her, I wouldn't allow them up them steps. So 9 times out of 10, they would have killed me. See, I didn't see all that at first. And I'm asking my nephew, texting each other, why in the hell would you do something like that to your mother? So I'm thinking that the police might have had these 2 boys. I don't even know if he really know the boys or whatever. I don't know. Was it a setup thing? I don't know. But it just didn't look right. And then guess what? About a month later, they raided my niece's house talking about I stole some glasses. These glasses, I got 3 glasses from Walmart. So you know they weren't no more than $10. I don't know nothing about no damn Gucci glasses and all of that. Except talking about I stole, they said Raven, I think, somewhere along that line. Some expensive glasses, some checks, and something else. From a client. We talking about homeless people. They raided my niece's house. My niece said, Uncle Steve, they tore your room up. Paperwork and everything. I haven't even seen that, but guess what? That's not even in the police report itself. That's not in that. But I want my lawyer to bring it in. Cause why y'all took it to this level? And I'm gonna tell you something, that wasn't nobody but that detective. The lady detective. They both was white. I said, okay. Y'all wanna play this, right? Okay. I don't even have the paperwork with my name on it for them raiding my niece's house. Checking stuff saying I took from a client. And then the female client, right? This is in March. The detective lady went back to January the 18th over a text me and this girl had over the phone about the rest of her rent money. I got all the texts. She charged me with 2nd-degree assault on this girl burglary and harassment. And you gonna take something from January the 18th. And I said, no, man, this girl never argued or fussed like that. We was talking about the rest of her money for the rent. She wanted to pay late because she was getting her daughter something for Christmas. No problem. But the detective did that. How you gonna take something from January the 18th and then throw it into this for something March the 12th? I said, y'all are some dumb suckers. I said, y'all are dumb. And she did that because she was mad at me because they call themselves interrogating me. And I'm trying to tell them this is like a transitional housing program for me. They act like they ain't understand what I was saying. And the way they tried to fix it, right? Like 1235, North Luzerne, 4 blocks away, is my niece's house. 1631 and 1629 are my rental properties. It's just like any other program, recovery program, and you can't afford to buy your own and set your own up. So we rent property. And the police act like they didn't understand none of that. And I tried to explain to them that when you have people who has fallen, lost control over their lives, or their expenses, and just their mental health or whatever, you build them back up. You can't hide them nowhere. They have to learn how to grow back up in those areas where they fell at. So most of the time, it's in residential areas. They act like they ain't understand a goddamn word I was saying, because I realized their mindset was on the law. So my thing is, I don't want to talk to the one in the badge, because I got something I want to say to that human being. Don't hide behind that badge. Because you're a human being just like me. And to turn around and treat me like a piece of trash? When we talk? When you're not on the camera, we talk? Then when your camera on, you go bipolar on me? Y'all know how that make me feel right now. I sat down and, man, this officer would talk and stand right there and just talk, man, about life. Then when that camera on, look what you did. And as a result of that, I get over to this prison, my legs then swell up on me. I'm over the hospital, I'm saying, help me. Help me. And I'm arguing with these African people, help me. Because I'm scared that the fluid gonna go down to my feet and my toes. Help me. I don't know if one of my organs failing or what, help me. And they steady arguing with me, and guess what? I happened to look down in that area where I had got my toe amputated 6 years ago, looked like I was growing another toe, because the fluid was going through my goddamn feet. And it bust. And I smelled it. I said, God dang it, it's infected. I had to go to the hospital. They took me to the University of Maryland. They had the 911 me out. The rest of that bone, this the feet right here, this the big toe, that's the bone, the where they cut it. They had to cut the rest of that bone out because it got infected. Not once, twice. Then one Friday, the African doctor, I'm putting this stuff on my toe here because they got it wrapped, and it's got a little scale. So I'm trying to dry that out, right? He took his finger, put it down there, and put it right on there where I had the operation at. This was on a Friday. By Monday morning, I was back at the hospital, getting ready to get operated on for the second time on my right foot because of the prison hospital neglect and irresponsibilities and taking care of me right. Trying to find the proper words, but just catch me. And the operation I just had now to get my pinky toe taken off. That was the third time, and it ain't even been a year yet. And it all started out with some damn lies. I look down at my goddamn on my feet. My feet look ugly as hell. Looks horrible. People can tell you, oh, don't worry about it. This happened, such and such and such. It's my damn toe. I can sit back and say, look, rather the, better the toe than all of it, or the feet or the leg. Thank God. You know what I mean? I got 3 toes over here. So let's not take it extra. Well, it could have been, all of them. I understand that. Thank God. And here come the ego. I can still walk around in my shoes once everything healed. Buy me some nice outfits and all that too. But you know that old saying, it feel like a part of me is missing. A part of me is missing. And I know I'm gonna be all right. Either way it goes, I'm gonna be all right. I'm just starting to understand too how important it is for diabetics to take care of yourself. I did not do anything to lose my right big toe. I had the home monitor over here. I'm laying down. I would charge it up at night, so I got the cord running around here because it's under the chair, right under the couch bed. It's under there, so I got the cord wrapped, not intentionally. Looking at it, and I think that's where that little bruise came from, the blister from the heat of the cord. Started out just a little blister. Then it, I caught myself trying to treat it with something. The doctor gonna ask me, right? He said, "Why is it always the right feet?" I said, "That's what I'm saying too." But thank God, But it's like I had to know. I take care of my feet. Just like when I came home, got my little nail cutters, cut my little toes down, and sand my feet a little bit because I didn't realize it was getting hard at the bottom again with the callus. I'm like, God dang, I got to start using this little lotion stuff again to soften everything back up and, sand the feet and trim the nails. Then I got to be careful with the 3 because I said I take care of my feet. But now I'm understanding. I done went from taking insulin once a day to where now I gotta take the fast acting insulin too every time I eat, so that the food won't, take my stuff real high. And not only take it real, real high, I gotta check it because that sucker will drop. So I definitely gotta start doing all this. So I'm gonna try to get the machine thing. So I'm saying this for anybody that's a diabetic, take care of yourself. I got a cataract in my left eye, which I'm gonna have to go and get that checked out too. So now, once again, I've been a diabetic for a little over 35 years now. And thank God, certain things starting to happen now, but I ain't trying to lose no toes no more. I'm not trying to go blind. I'm not trying to have kidney issues, because a lot of that goes with that. Kidney failure, strokes, heart attacks. I ain't. Now I thought I knew a lot, and being over the prison, I couldn't eat a lot of the food, so I lost a lot of weight. I got down to like 190, 191 pounds. I was already in 36s, now I can grab 34s. My chest is big, but look, certain shirts, I might get a 2X, but they cut kind of small. But the dress shirt, I can just go and get an extra large. Now, another 20 pounds, if I trim this, I can be in a large. Large. But because, I got a little chesty wessy, you know, the goal is to just trim things up. That's all. And I'm just saying, for me, I'm 62. I want a beautiful woman. I don't want to just hand her no anything. You get me? Body wise. That's why I want to tone up more. So I was starving myself, not intentionally. It's just that I couldn't eat this stuff. I got my A1C down under 8. I'm doing good. Come home, wasn't able to get my insulin for 3 months, and my stuff went pew. So I'm starting to take the insulin again. But I'm telling you, the way I look at it now, I forgot my goddamn charger right here. The way I look at it now, and it's almost an hour and a half on here, but the way I look at it now, because basically I'm at that phase where anything could happen. And when I say that, I'm talking about like going blind, having a stroke, kidney starting to fail, and I'm not trying to go there with that. Maybe the next 20 years. But right now, I'm like, I'm going to do what I got to do to make sure if I look at 62, and if God keep me here for another 20 years, and see, I don't know about y'all, but my youngest grandbaby just turned 7 months. I might want to be here when she have a baby. I'm just saying. And look, every grandkid that come is like, oh, I ain't talking about my daughters and them yet, my other daughters, but I got 3 grandkids. But I told little Steve, I said, you the only boy. I said, I'm gonna go make you a brother. He said, Dad. I said, yeah, son. He said, you too old for that. I said, you ain't lying. Look, wait, but let me try to tell you. I don't have that energy like that. I play with my grandbaby. I flip her, we'll play, and I bounce and stuff like that. You give me about 15, 20 minutes with her, come and get your baby. I can give her back. But we been here tripping. But still, because I am July the 18th, if they don't postpone it, I go to court. And I want to look good up in that sucker. I want to look good. Cause when that judge looked at me, I wanted her to be like, "Where Mr. Copeland at? Did y'all bring Mr. Copeland?" Right here, Your Honor. Cause I ain't nothing like them charges this sucker tried to put on me. See, I can talk to y'all like that. But then I have to sit up tall. I gotta sit up tall and not arch and stuff, you know what I mean? My back slump. Gotta sit up. Here I am. Right here. Yeah. Looking good. Tell him. Here I am. I told my lawyer, I said, don't forget, this is business. This is business. This not like, because the way they did it on the paperwork, it's like I came to their house or over there to harass them and in that sense. But I'm gonna tell you, I believe that the judge, once they really looked at the charges and looked at the paperwork, the report, it's like common sense to tell you it don't go together. And then, I got out on bail March the 14th. I got locked up. I got out on bail March the 14th. Now, the young boy that they accused me of beating up had bust my nose that night, had hit me in my face. I called the police to see that they find the third Shelly by this time. The third emergency petition to take him and the other guy. The police got rid of it. The same one that came out and wrote the police report for the young guy hitting me. And guess what the dummy did? When I was getting ready to get released, he took the police report that he wrote on me getting assaulted and went and got a charge put on me for burglary in the 4th degree. And when I was getting ready, I got my bags and I'm getting ready to leave out, they had to rearrest me. I'm like, for what? Cause this dummy, what happened? I know, I seen you look that way. I thought maybe she fell or something. This dummy took the paperwork that he wrote for me getting assaulted by my client and charged me with burglary in the 4th degree. And the judge honored that. And they locked me right back up. And that was on the 14th. And I got back out. They had to do the process. And I came home on the 15th. And I told my lawyer, I said, this is what he did for somebody that has assaulted me. Twice. But I'm the bad one, though. And see, I don't want nobody to go to jail. I'd rather see you get the proper help that you need so that you can move on with your life and be successful. Then this young man got a son too, about 7 years old, 8, probably 8 now. The goal was to get him a 2-bedroom place or just get him a place for him where his son can come. But I'm the bad person. And this ain't nothing new. Me and Chef and Claudia used to work like this. So me helping the homeless and the less fortunate, that's nothing new. Got them in the places too. So that's nothing new. And see, the reason why I do what I do, like with the live, this is my Restream live, is to grow the business, point blank. The couch conversation. I'm on the couch now having a conversation. You like that one, don't you? No, but I'm couch conversation. Now, you can come on my platform. If you want to say like, you got a nonprofit or you, whatever you might be doing, you might want to sell some stuff. You can actually come on my. This is like a podcast. I'm restreaming to YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Um, um, why I keep it's like I Facebook basically, and I was trying to get another one of my Facebook pages on here. Matter of fact, I'm live streaming to two of my Facebook pages. But look, I love y'all, cause here come my grandbaby with a big old smile on her face. Just walked right by me, but her mommy. But yeah, I thank y'all, cause sometimes, I'm saying sometimes, basically all the time. I'll get it. Don't worry about it. I get it. Just don't step on it.
Oh no, I'm about to get it.
Okay.
Get her dressed.
Okay. It's like a stress release, and that's what I try to tell some people who feel like everything is not, and it's not. If you private and personal, it's not for you. Social media is not for you. But when you the type that likes to take your own personal experiences and kind of help people with it, to find peace within themselves, then, because you just giving of yourself. And it's to grow this. And see, with me, it's like I wanted to grow like now. But sometimes certain things, it takes a while for it to really blossom. Might not ever be somebody like an Oprah Winfrey or whatever, but it takes work to at least get towards that level. And I'm trying to connect this with like TikTok, because I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, so I'm trying to connect it with, once I come on like this, it'll still feed to those lives as well. But the goal with that is not to stay on no more than like 45 minutes with a topic. And then whatever we don't get done that Monday, then we'll do it the next Monday. Whatever we do on Wednesdays, if we don't come to a completion, then we'll do it the next Wednesday. We'll finish it up, stuff like that. The Teen Talk Show, I'm looking at Saturdays at 2 o'clock. So, but whoever that hosts that show, if they want to do it like during the middle of the week, something like that, and Saturday, that's fine. Or Saturday and Sunday. Whichever days most of our youth, teenagers are still in the house and home and in the house. And they might be on their, might go on their social media to give them something to tune into. So that's why I switched it from 4 o'clock to like 2, because I was talking to some teenagers and they kind of threw at me a good time to, start that broadcast. But yeah, I'm out, and thanks, Shelly. I don't know if you're still right there or not, but thank you for coming in and posting some stuff up here. And I think, but I'm not going to do it. I can get up to about 10 people on here, but I'm on my cell phone, my iPhone. So when I start doing it like that, we might end up putting like maybe 3 or 4 people where we can talk about, issues or whatever, and then share solutions to it. Okay? So I'm out, family, and love y'all. Take care. Sometimes it won't. I didn't push in. It didn't send me my thing back to say, are you trying to...